So working mums have many pressures. They have different plates they have to spin. We have emotional changes, physical changes in our body when we carry and give birth to the children. And then there's just so many roles that we have to take on as a mother. So we are expected to be a taxi service, a chef, a cleaner, personal dresser. We are an exercise coach. We have to plan the parties. We need to be okay ourselves for emotional support for the children. Not sometimes able to remember who we are because there's so many things being demanded from us. People expect so much from us as a mum. So on the surface, there's many mums with their children washed, dressed, lovely, smile on her face, but many mums are suffering so much that because they're overwhelmed by the mess and the feeding and the clothing and the washing and the cleaning. And then there's mums that are working too. They're trying to balance work with their children. So they're going to work feeling guilty that they're not with their children. And when they're with the children, they're feeling guilty because they haven't answered emails from work. For a mum that stays at home also, there's the challenges of not having that change of scenery by going out to work. And that in itself can be mentally challenging because you're doing the same thing and your company in the day is the children, your beautiful children. You love them. People don't understand that being at home and looking after children is a job in itself. It's an amazing job. It's absolutely wonderful. And to be able to do that, which some people can't, to have that privilege of being at home with children is so wonderful. But women do lose themselves in taking on that role. Again, they forget who they are. They forget what their dreams were before children. They don't remember what it was like to have their freedom. And that's a shame. And it does cause depression for a lot of mums, particularly new mums, because they're losing themselves and their almost sense of self-worth because they feel I'm just a mum, even though it's an incredible job. They're losing that sense, that self-esteem, and that then means that it's more difficult for them to set boundaries. So rather than speaking to the husband, the dad, maybe when they come home and he's saying, I'm so tired, I've had such a tough day at work, the mum also has had a tough day bringing up the children. You know, to set those boundaries and say, do you know what, I'm really tired too. I need to sit down for a bit. You spend an hour with the children. Or can you cook the dinner, please? Just giving yourself permission is really important because that overwhelm, that depression, that burnout even, by being a mum, it's extremely important that they take that time out and set those boundaries and have the confidence to know that they are worth taking that time out, that it is okay to have a rest, that doesn't mean they're a failure. That's another thing, the guilt of sitting down or going for a nap in the middle of the day. You shouldn't feel guilty about that. It's your right to do that. And actually it makes you an even better mum because you're more present when you've had that rest. I look back and I would have made many different changes. I struggled at times. I was working and bringing up 3 children, and I didn't quite have the boundaries in place in the early years, and I was feeling a little bit of overwhelm. But you know, you carry on, and mothers, they can't crash. They can't crash, they have to keep going because of course the children come first. So we do tend to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. So yes, just take time out, spend a little bit of time on yourself, speak to somebody, invest in yourself, and then you'll do a much better job with the children. The children will appreciate it and you will have your sense of self back.